Well, how's it going there, guys? James here from Butler Farms on a very sunny Sunday afternoon after Christmas. And guys, I'm out here in short sleeve shirt, shorts. It's December the 28th. I mean, what can you do? We went hunting yesterday, and I mean, I hunted in a short sleeve shirt and literally sweated the entire time. But you know, 2 days from now, the wind chill is going to be in the teens for a couple of days, and then it's going to warm back up and rain you know, toward the end of next week. So it is what it is, but still out here getting some things done. I just wanted to come to you a moment. I notice a lot on other people's channels and things like that. They're always doing hauls, you know, Azure Standard hauls, just anything you can imagine, and we haven't gotten hooked up with Azure Standard yet. It is something that I want to do. It's going to have to be something obviously that I do after I retire. All of us work. I work multiple jobs, and just being able to get to the drop-off point, and I guess at that point I'll start doing my Azure Standard hauls or whatever. But I wanted to do a haul of a different kind. People tell me that even though I have a lot of hobbies and things like that, I'm very specific about things that I use and stuff like that. And so they always tell me I'm so hard to buy for. And you know, I end up with stuff, just to be honest with you, I just tell them, hey, just make a donation, you know, to a charity. Give it to your church or something in my name, because I really don't want to hurt feelings, but at the same time I get a lot of stuff that I'm not going to use. I'm pretty plain, I'm pretty simple when it comes to things like that. So what I did this year, as I'm getting closer and closer to retirement, I needed to replace some household gadgets and things like that we've had for several years that have started to wear out. But I also wanted to get my hands on some things that will help us in the future. So what I did is, of course, everybody does Amazon and that kind of thing, and we have big box stores around here, but the stuff that I want, or the stuff that I thought I needed to add to the homestead, just to have it to be able to use as the years go on, they're so specific that you can't really get them at these big box stores like Walmart and things like that. So Amazon is a blessing in that respect. You can go on there and find exactly what you want. So, and you can also basically put it on layaway by putting it in the cart and leaving it there. And over time, what I did is, some of the money that I made off some of those other jobs that I do, other than my main jobs, I would buy a piece here and buy a piece there. And what ended up happening is they got wrapped up and put under the tree, even though I'd already bought them, which is fine. I mean, you know, I was getting what I thought I needed and what I thought I wanted, and they can wrap it, and that way I've got something to open on Christmas morning. So that's just the way it worked, and I've been doing that piece by piece throughout the year. Now, the one thing that they did all go in together, as you know, I've got a wife and 4 children, and they all decided to go in on one big gift that I'll show you in just a second, that I've been looking at for quite some time. But the other stuff, like I said, it's not really a haul, because it was stuff that I'd already bought, but I was not allowed to take it out of the boxes and stuff. I had to store it away, put it up, and then when Christmas season came around, I pulled it all out, and the girls wrapped it up for me, and there you have it. So let me get you turned around here and let you just see some of the stuff that we've got. Now, one of the things, I guess I've mentioned it in some of my other videos, I do make sourdough bread. That's about a once a week thing. I've got starter that I keep in the refrigerator that my wife's aunt gave to me, that had been gifted to her, and it's you know, if you trace it back, it's decades old, and it makes wonderful sourdough bread. Again though, one of the things that we run into is time. And so I do keep the starter going, but some weeks I just do not have time to go through the steps of making it by hand. So one of the things that I saved up for and I got is a bread maker. And people say, oh, you don't want a bread machine, you'll use it like once. I don't know. This one, it's got so many recipes with it. It's a set it and forget it, and that's kind of the theme. You literally add the ingredients to the machine, and it does everything. It lets it rest, it lets it rise, it goes through the whole cycle, and you just come back later on and your bread's done. One thing I do like about it, and again, let me just say up front, I get no sponsor deals or money from any of these. Most of these companies I've never even heard of. It's just something I found that I liked, that I thought would do good. Now, one of the things when I do get retired is getting some whole wheat berries and things like that and grinding them here, and you know, not just using all-purpose flour and stuff, which even using all-purpose flour and some things like that is still healthier than what you buy at the grocery store. My wife was asking me earlier, she saw that I'd thrown away a pack of rolls that were left over from Thanksgiving, guys, that got buried in the pantry. And she said, she looked at them laying there at the top of the garbage can and said, they're not molded, there's nothing on them, why did you throw them away? I said, it makes me more sick to think that they've been sitting in this pantry since Thanksgiving, so over a month, and they, of course, I don't know how old they were when I bought them, and they're not molded. What does that tell you? That's a lot of stuff I don't want to put in my body. So one of these days, like I said, when I get retired, I can start getting bulk wheat berries, grind them here, and this unit, according to the recipe book, will even take ingredients like that. It's not just the standard bread flour or AP flour. So that's going to help a lot. This is, as you can see, just a multi-chopper and slicer. We've had one before. This one does a little bit more than the one we had. Guys, we wore the other one slap out. We use it all the time for stuff just like you see on the box right there. We do a lot of fresh cooking here, and even when I don't even keep whole onions out of my garden, we use this to chop them and put them in the freezer in bags, and that way we can just reach in the bags and grab handfuls and throw it into whatever recipe. But we do it with peppers, we do it with tomatoes, we do it with onions, just on and on and on, and we grate a lot of cheese and stuff, and this one allows you to do that. One other little gadget that I've been looking at here lately is, you know, I've got a lot of half and whole gallon mason jars, and what I do with those is I put dry ingredients in there like pasta, rice, stuff like that, and I screw down one of the lids and one of the bands just like you would if you were getting ready to can it. The problem is it's still not a good seal. Obviously it's not canned. The top is just laying there with the band screwed down on it. It's better than, you know, just being in your pantry open. I also use it for stuff like cornmeal and things like that. But what this allows me to do, and you can use it on standard or wide mouth jars, is this allows me to be able to seal them with the canning lids. And I know you've seen these before, but the neat thing about that is, unlike when you actually can, I don't ever reuse my tops. And I know there's a lot of you going, well, you should. Well, I'm not going to. So I'm never going to reuse my tops. I don't have the time to let things ruin like that. And but I do end up having, you know, with these I can pop the top on them and reuse them over and over and over again. So I take out the pasta, take out the rice that we need, seal it back up, and it's a done deal. One other thing with all the fresh cooking we do that I've always wanted is a hand blender, and this is one, again, I do not know the company, but it does a little bit of everything. It's just a stick blender that can go in soups and things like that, but it also has a chopper and a juicer in it. I'm sure it'll wash your clothes and comb your hair for you if you want it to. One other thing that I didn't bring outside was a steam juicer. Now the steam juicer I got back in probably April or May, and haven't had a chance to use it yet, but with the fruits that we're starting to grow here, I'm going to be doing a lot more steam juicing, and that will allow me to be able to put those up. I will freeze them in small quantities and pull them out and use them throughout the year. So I didn't bring that out here, but it's here, and I've already got some of my friends that are saying, hey, when my berries come in, can I borrow your steam juicer? Of course you can. That's what we do in this community, is we share and we help each other out, and they've got some gadgets that I borrowed there, so I'm gonna let them borrow mine. Now this one is the one I'm kind of excited about, to be honest with you. I do a lot of hot water bath canning. You've seen those videos. I also do pressure canning. Now I'm leery about pressure canning. I'm not a big fan of it. I can remember growing up my mother blowing the top off of pressure canners, and of course that's what everybody fears. Here's what I like about this one. As you can see, it is digital, and it goes through a set of steps that if it is not locked securely, if all the safety precautions are not there, it will not run, it will not can, and it will not function. It'll just cut off and won't let you do it. I was going to try to find you a better picture than that one on the back. So it looks just like a regular pressure canner. You can see it's a 17 quart. What this allows me to do is 5 quart jars at a time. Now my other pressure canners, I can get 7 in there, and you know, that is a drop, and I wish it was different. I wish I could put 7 in it. Of course, I can a lot of stuff in pints, so I think it'll hold 9 pints or something. I'd have to read up on it again, but it does hold 5 quarts. Here is the deal though. I do not have to sit in the house and wait on this thing. So what that means is once I set this and it gets to rolling and it starts going through the steps, once it gets to a certain step and I put this on and it starts venting, I don't have to touch it again. It goes through the entire cycle. It goes through heating up, it goes through the canning process, it goes through the cool down, and I can actually go do other things. And that's the biggest thing about canning, is time. Because I'm in there canning, it's getting late in the afternoon, this is about my 3rd, 4th batch, and I need to get in the garden. I need to get down there before it gets dark while it's cool enough to actually get down there, and I need to get some things done, but I can't walk away from my canner. And you know, especially with a hot water bath, you know, it's not that big a deal. It's just boiling water and you're just timing it once it comes up to a rolling boil. With a pressure canner, mine have the jigglers on them, and so if it jiggles too fast, I got to be there to turn it down. If it's not jiggling fast enough, I have to be there to turn it up, and it's just constant. I cannot leave the site, so it consumes my entire afternoon. With this, it's going to take a little bit longer, but really when you count all the steps of canning, it's really not that much longer. And the beautiful thing is it goes through these steps by itself. It moves on to the next one, and I don't have to stay there. I do not have to stay in the room. I don't have to listen to a jiggler. I don't have to turn heat up or down. It does it all itself. So that was my big gift from all of them. These other little gadgets, like I said, I'd put them together during the year and they just wrapped them up for me, and I'd already gotten the steam juicer. But you know, that's my haul for Christmas, and you look at that and go, for a dude, I don't know about all that. Guys, this is what I do. I don't just grow it. I don't just talk about it. I preserve it and I eat it, and this is what we eat. And you know, preparation, food, you know, cooking food and preparation and being able to preserve, you know, it's just what I do. Not ashamed of it. It's not a man's thing or a woman's thing. It's a preparedness thing. And so that's the whole deal. I don't need any more hunting or fishing stuff. Guys, I have a whole closet of bags that has nothing but artificial lures and worms and everything else back from when I used to tournament fish. And if I fished 3 days a week for the rest of my life, I'd never get through all of that artificial bait that's in there. So I don't need that kind of stuff. And so with this, a lot of this came from people giving me Visa gift cards that I store up for different things, this, that, and the other. And then when I find something I want, I go on Amazon and get exactly what I want, what I need. And I know some people are going to kind of hem and haw about this. You know, there's different people that, I don't like the digital canner. Well, okay, just use the regular jiggler old-timey canner. I still have mine. I'm not giving them away. They're still an option, and if I need them, you know, this can sit on the counter while I'm running a canner on the stove. So you know, I can double up, and I can put 5 in there, and I can put 7 in the other one. I can be running 12 cans at a time, or 12 jars at a time. So I'm not going to give up on that. I just, you know, this allows me, if I need to go do something else, I can can 5 quarts right there and walk away, come back in after it unlocks, put a whole nother batch in, walk away. And guys, you can literally put that thing on before you go to bed, and it'll be there in the morning. It'll be cooled off and ready to go, and you can take your stuff out of it just like normal. You don't have to babysit it. So anytime I can find something to make our fresh eating better, to make preservation better, and to save me some time, that's what my haul is all about. So thank you for that. Like I said, I don't normally do hauls, but it is what it is, and I'm pretty excited about this stuff. You know, I slowly but surely I'm putting the pieces together of little tools and gadgets, and putting the parts together to make this homestead a lot more self-sustaining, and that is the goal that we have here. So guys, I'm gonna get off of here and let you go do other things while I go do other things. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Hit that thumbs up button, guys. It helps more than you know. Hey, we're growing, and that's a great thing. Let's keep it up. Let's watch this weather come in. Hopefully I won't be in shorts in the next few days when we get back out in the woods and start stocking the freezer up there. But until then, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. We love you. God bless you. This is James from Butler Farms, and we'll be seeing you.